As you do test-driven development, it's really important to stay on top of design changes as the design evolves and shifts around. So in this live coding session, I do a move field, which requires some changes to what the mechanics that Martin Fowler prescribes in his book. We also pay attention to the Law of Demeter and to tell, don't ask. Welcome to another session of live coding with me. I'm John Reed, the author of iOS unit testing by example, and someday I'll get back to blogging at qualitycoding.org. I hope. Welcome to the folks who are here. Hello, Mud Shark. I was waiting for you. Let's see. We're going to do some test-driven development in SwiftUI, and folks watching after the fact on YouTube, glad to have you. Give this, subscribe to me so you get more of these, and if you like what you see, even a few minutes in, give it a like so that it spreads the good word to other people. Quick announcement. Next week I will be away. So no stream next week. At least I told you this time. We are working on playing a game of Mastermind with a secret length of 2, where we want to support multiple clicks to guess, and we are working on having the game be over when the guess is filled. Currently, the game is over when the first slot in the guess is filled, which doesn't work when you have more than one slot. So that feels to me like something we can test drive on the guess type itself as a new method. Basically, I don't know what to call it. Here's the guess type, which is growing. That's good. It's good to see a type grow with things that are relevant to it. All a result of moving away from having the primitive. Did I add that? Oh, there it is. Thank you. I already did that. Well then, we should be able to drop it in. I'm glad you're on top of whatever I did, Mudchart. Yeah. Life is coming at me fast, and hope to have good news at some point soon about maybe. I don't know. I'm just hoping right now. I've been busy. So, okay, if we got all this, is complete is in there. Wonderful. Then we've got the guess 0. We've got the game over. Here we are. Game over. Okay, I even have a test already standing by. It's sitting there disabled. Game over shows you win when guess matches the secret with a secret size of 2. So, okay. Well, this ought to snap right in, I hope. Failing. Expected a failing test. Oh, wait. No. It doesn't fail because the first slot is filled. Oh. Well, that's a surprise. You see what's going on? If the behavior right now is that game is over as soon as you fill in the slot 0 on the guess. And we do that with the first tap. Then a second tap is just like, well, what is that? Dang, I thought that this failed. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so this test is getting ahead of sort of ahead of where we are. I'm going to leave it there. Then let's add another something maybe about it, how it doesn't show game over. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like, feels like. Game over does not show when secret, when guess is not filled. With the secret size of 2. Okay, so if we take this away, this is really interesting because I don't think this is going to be traditional TDD. It's going to work, but this is improv. This is where, by virtue of the way things have gone in and the order of sort of checking things. No, this should still work. Okay. This should still be a failing test. John, slow down. I just shifted an hour and I don't know what time it is. Yeah. So what should happen when we try to find the sheet? This should fail. How do we get it? How do we see that the inspectable sheet isn't there? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if View Inspector has a clue for us. It's kind of odd because we want to test that something isn't there. And I don't really know how to do that. I suppose what we can do, okay, fall back on old methods. Greetings, first time chatter? Not sure how to say your handle there. Mover, MVRKKE. Welcome. All right. Falling back on old tricks. This is when I can have an assert throws. Haven't done this very often, so let's see if maybe this will fail. Don't need that. I think it will. Let's see. The second code choice is not used. Get rid of that. Right? We tap the first code choice and trying to find it the sheet should throw. I don't know, Mudshark. What does our wrapper to view inspector do? The inspect changing thing, here it is. I think I'll probably get rid of the size 1 tests once we have this working. So I'm working on a game of Mastermind. Here is the game that I am basing it on, where you're able to make it's collected 4 of these colors into a secret key, and our job is to guess them. And looks like I got a few right. Anyway, that's not my code. My code is much more primitive right now. So this, I think, let's run the test. Stop debating. Start having the thing answer us. And it should fail on that line. Okay, good. Yes, iOS. This is an iOS app using SwiftUI, which is the new declarative UI layout mechanism from Apple that very few people are doing test-driven development with. And that's what I'm trying to learn how to do. So now let's go back to the game screen. Yeah, if it's simple enough, if it's just colors and buttons and so forth, there's no complicated animation in this. So can I say the guess is if the guess is complete, you win or you lose. Prediction, tests will pass. Great. Okay. Just had to get my brain around it. 3D, not with SwiftUI. You'd have to use SceneKit. No. I don't know. I've never done it. I think SceneKit is still 2D. No idea what you do with 3D games, but what I'm trying to do here is really share about test-driven development. So we've got a new feature. Yay! Let's add this. This is just one line change of a feature. Game not done until guess is complete. And I'll push that. Whoops. Let me update. I've worked on various apps for various companies over many years, but I've been doing test-driven development for longer than I've doing apps. Test-driven development for some time. Let's see. So this is a way of SceneKit supports 3D. Okay, good to know. What's an app I can find from you in the App Store? American Express. I mean, I have a couple of personal apps. They're nothing fancy. But they're Sleeping Bear Trails and Sleeping Bear Beaches. A couple of things I made for a relative. So this is a discovery tree. The key to these colors is that things in green are completed. Things in progress, the work in progress is shown in this dark Color, to-dos, light yellow, and then a few other colors. So we mark this as done, which I think that means this is good. Let's check it and see. Let us change right now. I run the app. We only have one slot in which to guess. So let's change that. To have a secret size of 2. Here we go. All right. Black and brown, or let's just go that way. Doink. And I win. Haha. Let's try that again. I'm going to make the same guess. Black, brown. Why am I winning all the time? There. Okay. Oh, now we have an issue. But I think that's the next thing. We want to describe the secret upon failure. So this is done. Ooh, this is the next thing to mark in progress. Before I do that, though, I just realized that I might be rushing ahead of myself and not cleaning up our game screen tests. Because we have secret size of 1, which is not that interesting anymore. And I'd like to try to move away from it. So if I look for secret size of 1, here that doesn't matter. This is testing the code choices. Not secret size of 1 doesn't really matter there. Showing game screen sets game secret. That shouldn't really matter if it's 1 or 2. Initial color guess is unselected. Same. Doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2. Tapping code choice sets guess color. And tapping code choices sets guess colors. Okay, so here I think this test now makes the test above unnecessary. Well, this is a thing to do in test-driven development, is curate your tests and delete them when they are no longer providing value. We do the Marie Kondo thing, and we say, thank you, test. You helped us. We needed you, and now we are done with you. We thank it. We're grateful. We delete it. Are there other tests? Secret size of 1. Shows game over when code choice is filled. Oh. Does not show game over. I think this one we can get rid of because of the test we just wrote, that we have does not show game over. Where is it? Game over does not show. Okay, let's make this better. Does not show game over when guess is not filled. When? Does not show game over. There we go. So this test too, we thank it, we get rid of it. Did I in that other one? Does not show game over when guess is not filled. Got it there. What about the yeah, I think I filled it back in. Other things with secret size of 1. Shows game over when code choice is filled. We've got you win and you lose. Yeah, I probably did. Well, I've deleted some tests. Let's get that in first. Oh, we also increased the game size. Oh, so these are two different things. Let's add this. So this is the game now has secret size of 2 for games. That's 1. The other is getting rid of tests. This is a test-only change. And push. There may be more tests for us to clean up. Let's not rush ahead because we've got you win and you lose. Here we've got you win. So I no longer need a you win test. The you lose test, we're gonna have to make that a little softer. Yeah, we've got, so partly, right? Why don't we expand this to a you lose test? Exactly. That's what I'm doing right now, Andy Coder. Shows you lose when guess does not match secret. And we do that by tapping them out of order. So I believe this will say fail and say the text is actually you lose, the secret was brown. Yeah. So just to get this in, let's change this. Now we can get rid of the other you lose. And the you win. Let's get rid of both of these. Those feel good to me. Could be separate commits. Expand test to cover expand win-lose. And and so there's the separate commits. How are we doing? We can now get rid of saying this is a secret size of 2. That's no longer interesting. Yep, you lose message is incomplete. That's starting to feel better in terms of, let's take a look at the list of tests. Test displays code choices bottom up, showing the game screen, sets the game secret. Initial color guess is unselected. Tapping a code choice sets guess colors. Shows a game over when the code choice is filled. Note these test names. They're describing behavior. Does not show game over when guess is not filled. Game over shows. That should be shows game over. Shows game over. Shows game over, you lose. It should be shows you win when guess matches secret, and shows you lose when guess does not match secret. How about that? Test name curation. That feels better. So this is test name improvements. Improve test names. Okie dokie. Next up is describing the secret upon failure. Right now, we can see it says, you lose. The secret was brown. But it should say brown, comma, black, I think. Pretty sure we only have one you lose test now. So I think, let's see. Secret tests. Secret ought to describe itself. Yep. With the way we have the code now, can we jump straight to secret size 4? Do you think it's still better to pass through 3? No, don't need 3 anymore. Going from the secret to doing one of many is to get it to work with 1 and then make it work with an array of containing only 1, which is where we had it. And then it's like, as soon as you do that, then 2 to 3, it doesn't matter anymore. It should be able to handle it. Now the layout will look like crap, probably, but the behavior should still be good. The way kind of I feel that is a strong hunch that if I make a test with 3, it'll just pass. And if you are not sure. So because I'm confident, it's like 3, I don't need 3. But if you're ever unsure, it's like, I think it'll pass, but I'm not really sure. Go ahead and write the test. There's nothing that says everything you do has to be TDD. I think the more important rule is follow your gut about whether you feel something is going to be beneficial or not. Nice. Okay, so if we have a secret, we've got red, green, and blue. Why is blue in here? I must be using blue for something. Oh, there we go. So if we have a secret of red and green, it should describe itself. Yeah, I'll just go with the textual description for right now. That's not what we want down the road, but that's okay. Once we get that to that place, we'll delete things. Oh, by the way, now that we're starting to write new tests, you may see something new here. GitHub Copilot. In the up until now, I've been using Copilot using this thing, Copilot for Xcode. I think it was somebody's app, and I really appreciate the work they put into it. But now GitHub has come out with a beta of an official plugin to work with Xcode. So that's what I have in place, and you can see the difference by the Copilot with goggles. That's actually kind of cute. So let's start writing a test. Oops. Test that is describes the secret. So if we start off with red and green, then I should be able to say, something like that. Looks good to me. So should we add the names of the colors to the choices list that we pass in? I think they come with names. Like, where did brown come from? Right now, where does brown come from? I'm not sure. Let's find out. The secret was, game secret code color description. So it is doing a description of the built-in color, it seems, just because we're already passing in probably a pre-made color. So. Back in secret tests, we've got this, which means in the secret itself, we can now say this is, custom string convertible. How about that? It already knows what I want. Please conform. Description bar, yeah. Let's move this down. Where this will be How's that? Take the code of choices, map the color description, and join them with commas. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's accept that. And let's just for yucks. Just to make sure I'm slowing down a little bit. I was about to rush ahead, which is okay. If you get to a point of confidence, it's okay to bend the rules of red-green refactor a little bit. But by slowing down, what I'm doing is I want to make sure that the description, that things are talking to the right things. The importance of seeing a test fail, not just fail to build. This should say blurg is not equal to red, comma, green. Good. Is that it tests the test. So the outcome, I saw somebody I just started following on LinkedIn. I don't remember her name, but I saw a number of good TDD posts. And I'm like, wow, that's really good. And she wrote that the artifact or the side effect of in red-green refactor, the side effect of red is that you come up with a test that works. The side effect of green is you come up with code that works. And the side effect of refactor is that you end up with code that is clear and changeable and expressive. Map and join. All right, so let's now come here and get rid of that and see if this will do the trick. I think it will. Bink. Pass. Yep, perfect. Secret add. When I learned something about commit messages from my friends and former colleagues that said, when you're thinking about a commit message, you should think, when this commit is in, it will what? Like, as a statement, it will add description to secret. Cool. So now, back in the game screen tests, I should be able to say the secret was brown-black. Is there a chance that secret contains nil values? What will happen then? Will it get filtered out? Or do I care? I don't think I care. Because at this point, we are not going to reveal the secret until... No, the secret always is filled, right? The guess might have unfilled slots, but the secret always has a set number of values. Okay. Thanks for asking the probing questions. The secret row is brown, comma, black. I believe this will fail, saying it's brown right now. And we get this to pass by going to the game screen. And the secret was, I can just do that, I think. Let's try. Code is becoming smaller and simpler and better. Wow. it is so cool to me to see how the code evolves. This is something, if you've been in this series for the long haul, and I forget who it was. Somebody asked, like, couldn't you just code all this stuff up and have it work? Isn't this slow? And it's slow, but it works. Like every step is working. Where the key to evolutionary design is we start with a seed of this limited amount of functionality works. It doesn't do everything, but it works. And we grow that seed. And as we grow it, the code, the ability to refactor the code changes the design in ways that sometimes maybe we could have been clever about and predicted, but other ways come as surprises. There we go. When this commit goes in there, it will describe entire secret if you lose. Awesome. Boom, 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 boom. I say boom, boom, meaning, wow, we're getting a lot of things done. Remembering that a lot of our early tests were struggles, especially as we tried to figure out how to express things with SwiftUI and View Inspector and get things to work. Once we have an infrastructure, man, do things seem to fly along. I'm just being pedantic here. Describe secret upon failure. The game should manage the guess. Let's see if we can understand what this is. And did I push that? Yes, I did. The game should manage the guess. What does that mean? Where's the guess right now? It's sitting out here. It's in state. It looks like game and guess are separate things. And shouldn't the game have the guess, in fact, have a whole series of guesses? Right now, game has, let's take a look. It's got the secret maker, the secret size, the code choices. So that's your palette from which you are guessing. And the secret maker makes the secret. But the guess is not in here. That does feel funny. Yes. That's what we want to get to, Mudshark, is the game should like probably keep track of like where's the next guess going to go into? When you make a guess, where does it go? You've been on this for weeks, I know. So let's figure out if we can't do a move. What's this gonna be? So game screen currently has two separate things of state. What will it look like to have state of the guess, the only guess we have, currently the only guess you get, inside of the game? Hang on, I forgot to grab Martin Fowler. Martin, come here. Martin Fowler and Kent Beck on refactoring. Want essentially to do a move field. I look up in the list of refactorings and I look up move field and it says 207. So I look up page 207 to acquaint myself with what the mechanics are. Mechanics: ensure the source field is encapsulated. I mean, I think it is. It's in its own property. Test: create a field and accessors in the target. Okay, so ensure there's a reference from the source object to the target object and shift things. Got it. Add accessors to use the target field test, remove the source field test. Okay. Well, back page 207. For you young folks out there, this is called a book. I couldn't resist. Get out of here, old man. Time to switch drinks. Shocking, I know. But because of the time change, yeah, I had to stay, I'm all sort of discombobulated. Okay, so step one is get the game, add a guess into the game. Where guess is a class, and it's observable. The game is not observable. As right now, the game, this portion of the game is static. That is, this sets the sort of the starting point of the game, but it doesn't change as the game progresses, which feels funny. I think we're going to have to make this do what's going on over here. Why is this not final? Thank you. This is not exactly a test-supported procedural refactoring. I could have tested that just by building and seeing what complained, which means that the risk goes down. So this is declare yes to be final. So I'm positive when we have the game screen right now, this is not observable, but this is, which means as it changes, the layout changes. So I think I'm going to need another test, and this is a funny test. Had a discussion offline about this. It's like, is this really the test you want? Don't we want to test the outcome of being observable? And for me, less code is better. And if this is all it takes for me to say this is observable, then that's all. Then observability will take care of the rest of it. I don't need to test Apple's code. And it's a funny test because it's always true. But let's make the game observable. So game tests. Has no secret initially. Make new secret. I'm going to add this at the top. Starting to feel this code smell here. Right, so this should fail. And this is an unusual type of test and change. But so be it. Now we should pass. Okay. This will make game observable. So it can manage changing info. Right now it's not changing. It is static. With that, can we now drop in the new Yes. I've got too many tabs open. All right. Basically, can this coexist now? So first thing I need to do, oh, slow down, John. There was some code smells. Duplication. I don't see a problem with extracting this. Oh, yep. Make game. I was about to pull it into setup, but this is one of the things I want to try, is avoiding setup. Am I using setup? Ooh, I do have setup in a few places. Anyway, yes, Mudshark, let's add the game, make game helper. Can I do it? It did. Make game. Don't need the return. Should be able to pull this down. Now I should be able to pop that in here and here. This is test refactoring. So this is low risk, extract, make game helper. What about these others? Places where I'm using setup. Because I'd kind of forgotten. I'm very, very used to using setup and teardown. But this was one of my questions was will it help if we avoid them? That's some people recommend doing this, and this is a chance for me to explore. Let's take a quick look. Let me set this back here. Actually, I've already done a little work. Let's note the work. And I can fill in the rest here, which is add guess to game. I don't know if we can do this forward, but we'll try. These are the steps of the refactoring. That's exactly why people say setup is weaker. I like it because it makes lines disappear, but as soon as you need to create variants, then it's like, then you need a function that's explicitly called, not implicitly called. So if we do a parallel change here, come on. We'll fill this in as we go. We'll figure that out. This is the basic idea. But back to, I already did that. Let me also just slap in. I'm just putting that in just so that we're good. This looks like it's setting up things that are valuable on their own. But not everything probably uses every piece of this. Still, this feels different to me. I don't know. What do you think? I don't feel a great need to say, make code choice 0 red. What about this one? Ah, here's one. Code choices. It makes me sigh to think about removing this setup. It does. but that might be a reason to try it. If I extract this to a method, then we basically get a little more verbiage up here. Like this should pass. You know, it starts to feel like duplication to me. Try it, John, try it. That goes away. This goes away. Let's try it. If I hate it, I can change it. Shift. Which test suite is this? What about this one? Red, green, blue. This, when it's setting up other stuff, it feels good to me to have it available as a palette of objects we can use. And I don't feel as drawn towards saying, let's make red and green. Makes the object less likely to be reused by mistake. I do recognize that right now we have one place that uses blue, and we go through the process of setting this up, right? I asked myself before, where's blue used? And it's only used in one test. So that's kind of funny. You know, it does feel a little strange to have it out here when not everything is using it. On the other hand, when you have a bunch of objects, like when you create a whole lot of tests and you say, right now I'm with a client that makes school software, school communication software, an app, and so you've got parents and teachers and students, and there are various things where you're like, I just want parent 1 because it's already defined in the test somewhere, but it's defined elsewhere outside. So XE-test case follows the classic XUnit pattern, where it creates for every test, it instantiates a new test case for this. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll create 4 instances of this class, secret tests, each one pointing to a different test as the test to run. And it sets all this up before any tests run. It occurs to me that I could shift some things over to Swift testing where the rules are different. In Swift testing, when it's ready to run a test, then it instantiates it. And it works nicer. Yes, it's not a problem. So I don't feel as drawn to do this. It does make me think about, do I want Swift testing in places where we can use it? Would it be faster? I imagine it might be faster. Because right now, I do not have tests parallelized. Wrong one, wrong one. Guess I am in the right place. I wish there were a way to search settings. This is really hard. And also wish that it would make it big according to the theme. Where does it have? I know that there's a way to say, don't parallelize XC tests, but do parallelize Swift tests. I'm getting distracted now and I'm chasing rabbits. Let's come back. Let's come back here. Keep moving forward. Oh, so this is work in progress. There we go. Let us now try to add a guess to the game. Why is secret a var? It's a struct. That's why. Whereas guess is guess is a class, probably because it had to be observable. Anyway, I think I can just drop in. Do you need to initialize the colors in setup? Can we just initialize them when they are created, but that might not be possible in Swift. So back on the other, where was that? Back here. With XE test, we can't. If these are really small objects, like they're just numbers, then I don't feel a need to have them be empty placeholders that are set up. It's okay to have multiples. As soon as they become objects, especially of our own types, then I feel weird about that. So that's where that is. All right, let's go back. Okay, guess. And we have the error saying, what's guess? How is that going to be set up? So let's look at how guess is created. It looks like that. We get the secret size and we pass it in. Game. Where's game? So this can now become just secret size. Guess equals. So that should build. Nothing's complaining anymore. Let me double check what move field says. Create a field in the target and run static tests. Done. Let's see how this goes. This is the beginning of a refactoring. So this is add. What am I doing? Add guest to game, not used yet. We've done that. Next, it would be nice to forward. Let's see what this says. Ensure there is a reference from the source object to the target object. Well, we've got that. Here, it's from the source object to the target object. Oh, it's like we have to pass the game into the guess. I don't want to do that. Adjust accessors to use the target field. So, question is, can I just change this to say use the game guess? Like, so if we make it this is going to be, yeah, it's going to complain saying that ain't state. This is not as encapsulated as I hoped. Because now that the guess, now that we want to say the guess is coming from game guess, we can't say state on that. And as soon as we do that, it gets rid of these things. This is messy. How many of these are there? 3 matches. That's not awful. Can I fix these up? Is that even a thing? It is. Nope, it's not a thing. Cannot assign to property. Guess is a let constant. Okay. Not sure how I feel about that, but let's see if that satisfies it. There's probably one more error. No. I don't think there's anything that's using this anymore. There is. Okay, so this is the tricky part. Here's the question. Do the tests pass? Well, how about that? It's funny that we're passing both the game and the guess down. That's odd. But let's get this in. This is a test-supported procedural refactoring where we are Shift to use game guess. This is interesting. I want to note this right away as a learning. Move field of state requires more changes. That's interesting. Let's do more. Let's keep going on this. We've got the code guess view. We're passing in just the guess. That seems fine. If we're passing in the code choices view and it's passing in both the game and the guess, seems like we ought to be able to take the guess and say, use the game guess. Okay. Feels a little odd. But I'll take it. With that, I don't think there's any need to pass this in. So delete it from here. It seems to be going well. Stop passing both game and guess. I'm going to get rid of this bookmark. It's no longer necessary. Is there anything using this? Yes. Right here. I believe this will still pass. What I'm doing right now, everyone talks about SwiftUI, you have to use UI tests. I'm like, no. I want to be able to refactor SwiftUI with unit tests. And that's what this is buying us. So I think this goes away. This is interesting and not something I predicted. We do have some funny that feels funny to me, to have ... right? That's a Law of Demeter violation. But this is remove guess from game screen. Yeah. You are right there. Shark. This feels like, yeah, is game complete? Game is complete if right now if the guess is complete. Let's add that in to the game itself. Is it a violation? Isn't guess just a POSO? I haven't seen POSO in a long time. Guess is, it's complicated. It's got stuff. So no, it's not just like a struct of things. It's a full-on object. Yeah. So let us take care of this. Let me write the test. What I wish I had. Game is complete. That's what Mudshark said. That's what we're doing. But I wanted to see it on the call site. Game screen, game. Let me copy the structure from guess. So this is figured it out. Cool. Look at how we need to do the same to the win lose. Oh, game.guess. If game secret matches game guess. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Right now, I'm feeling good. So this is, yeah, thank you. Tell, don't ask. Add game is complete. If we do tell, don't ask. Oh, look at that. Game, we're passing, yes. We're passing game stuff into game stuff. What is that? What is that? Thank you. So let's take this and copy it. Nice. Having pasted it in, we can now do the fix-up thing, saying it should just be like that. Look at this. This will pass. I want to note this in the retro. So we added is win. This is fun. we're about at time. But I'm going to call this done. Nice. Feeling good, feeling good. And again, I'm making all these changes without really rerunning the app. Let's close this out with our retro. What other things did we have in here? Oh, once the game is observable, then I don't think the guess needs to be observable anymore. To test this will fail the test, but I want to do an end-to-end check. Uh-oh, we got trouble. It still needs to be observable. Interesting. I just thought it's part of the game, but we do have references deep down here. Whoops, game screen. We've got bindings to guess. So that's what it is. That still needs to update. And so the guess also needs to be observable. Okay. Other observations. Guess still needs to be observable. We did a move. Well, we did a move field step by step. It did require a little more change. That's one thing about the reason Martin Fowler wrote the mechanics the way he does in the book is to have small steps that, like, if you can do piece by piece and still have everything build. Getting rid of at state meant I had to update every reference. Thankfully, it was localized because we didn't have a giant view. There were only a couple of references, and so it wasn't painful to fix them all up. So sticking with nice small views saved our butts. Any other observations of what we did today? We got multiple guesses. Game over when the guess is filled. Describe the secret. It was funny that we were calling dot description, I think. Let me make sure there shouldn't be any other place that is calling that. Okay, that's fine. These are fine. Okay. All right. Then I think that's a wrap for today. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the input, the good pokes, the did you check this? Should this be tell, don't ask? These are making these small things. By paying attention to them, we keep the design of the code. Well, we improve the design of the code. It was, as things move around, we've got to open up the design and keep it up to date. Thank you for joining. MVRKK. Appreciate it. And yes, I'll be off next week. Should be okay after that for a bit. And folks on YouTube, hey, congratulations. You've watched a whole thing all the way out to here. Give this a like, absolutely. And then I will see you around. Keep TDDing. No, remember, TDD isn't just for non-VO code. All right. Take care.